going on, guys? Jesse LaFleur here. I am a professional parkour athlete and stuntman and one of the owners of Tempest Freerunning. You might have seen my work in shows like American Ninja Warrior, where I had the fastest time on the course. My guest star role on Hawaii 5-0, where we did a record-breaking Philly chase parkour heavy movement. Or my work as Nightcrawler in X-Men Apocalypse. Now, right now, I'm currently sitting in Montreal, Canada, 2 months into working on the new X-Men film called Dark Phoenix, where I will be stunt doubling Nightcrawler yet again. Now, how do you become a stuntman? I'm here to give you a bunch of tips and tricks to really help give you a path and a better understanding of what it takes and what you need to be doing to get to where I am today. My story is that I came from New York. I wanted to be a stuntman. I saw people like Paul Darnell, who did parkour, in movies like Transformers and Twilight and all these different big blockbuster films. And I reached out to him in 2007 in a comment and was like, "Hey, Paul, I want to be doing what you're doing. How do you get there?" And at the time, of course, you didn't reply back to me, but I continued to watch Team Tempest as a group of guys who were not only doing parkour, which is what I was heavily involved in, and I watched them become these industry stuntmen that were working and training and living the exact two worlds that I wanted to be in. So, what did I do? Well, I moved to LA, which is our first point. Now, sacrificing all my family and friends in New York and being in a place that felt comfortable and leaving and getting up and going and bringing myself all the way across the country to Los Angeles was a big thing. And it was definitely a hard move. I had people at home on my going away party doubting my abilities, saying, like, I bet, taking bets. He'll be back in New York in 1 month. I bet he'll be back in New York in 7 months. Literally putting bets on the fact that I will fail. And that shit just fueled me more. But anyway, so I came out to LA and I put myself in the right place. Now that is number one. That is step one. What is the right place? Well, there are stunt communities popping up all around the world because of things like tax breaks and locations, studios, things like that. But it's really important to understand that cities that are giving tax breaks to the film industry are creating instant communities of stunt work and industry work. Now, what's an example of that? Atlanta. Atlanta just gave the film industry world a huge tax break, which means that they are not forced to pay taxes on certain elements of creating films there. So now Marvel just built a huge studio. They have contracts for the next 5 years of work there. So you have a small community that might have already existed in Atlanta, but now all of a sudden quadrupled overnight because people realize, oh, there's a need for workers there. So all the guys that were already locals are going to get work. But all the guys that are smart enough and willing enough, driven enough to move there are already getting opportunities immediately because they need more people. They need more locals. Local hires is something that happens that is required by the city. Now, the whole tax break thing is because they know that people are going to come move there and that the local community is going to grow. It infuses more money and it infuses more money and economy into the surrounding businesses, like restaurants, things like that, because there's more people there working. So that means the industry needs them to hire locally. They're not able to hire someone from LA that has an LA residence because it doesn't help their tax break. That means someone's going to fly in and fly out, and that's it. So that's why it's important that you're in that community, you're living, you have a local address. And that's what I did with moving to Los Angeles. There's other cities like New Orleans, as well as many others that have built these communities around it. So step one, move to where you need to be. Okay? Step 2, when you get there, surround yourself by the right people. Now that's what I did. I came to Los Angeles. I knew Tempest Free Running. Those guys were the type of people I wanted to be around, and it really helped shape my future because it gave me an understanding of what it took to be one of these guys, and it was so happened that they were opening their first Tempest Free Running Academy in the Valley, and I caught wind of that. I went there, I shot a video, I sent it to them. I got a job working there as a coach. I spun the coach job into being on the pro team, and now I've led myself into actually owning a piece of Tempest Free Running. So that can just show you the amount of work that you have to put in can actually lead to something so beautiful that I am extremely proud of. Tempest Free Running is the biggest free running team in America and most of the world, so super stoked to really have a creative piece of shaping this brand for the future of the sport. So yeah, surround yourself by the right people, and it's not just so that you can see how to work, it's that those are the guys that are going to give you the work. Okay, what do I mean by that? So let's say you've put yourself in the right place, you started surrounding yourself by the right people, you're training with these guys all the time. Let's say your name is Tom, and you're 5'6", and you weigh 150 pounds, and all of a sudden this actor comes up who needs a double on some big job, and you've been training with them, and they can see that you're a very talented dude, that you have some crazy skills, and you happen to be the exact weight and size that this actor is. Well, all these guys that have been working, that the coordinators trust already, are going to put your name in the hat and say, well, Tom's a great fit for that, and he can definitely do all the stuff you need him to do. Well, guess what? The coordinator's going to trust that the people that he's been working with already know what they're talking about. He's going to trust them, and they're going to put their name on the line for you. So what that means is if you do get hired for that job, you need to be ready for it. And what does that mean? Well, you need a certain set of skills. You need to be well-rounded enough, but in a place where whatever you're being hired for, you specifically are good at, right? When you get there, you have the proper skills. You need to also be a good person. So stunt work's a really interesting thing because it's one of these worlds where you don't need to be the best in the world at something. You can be a pretty good athlete. You can be someone that's well-rounded, or you can be a specialist that is very good at one good thing, and you will still get hired if you are a good person that is helping in all sides of this industry. So stunts is probably the only film role where you are the talent and you are the crew. What do I mean by that? When you get on set, you are going to be in costume or makeup or whatever it is, and you are also going to be required to help make the stunt work. So what I mean, like pulling mats, being ready. I've always been brought up to think 3 to 5 steps ahead of any situation that I'm in. So when I'm on set, there's a lot of people talking constantly around you. You'll be able to hopefully get to a point where you can pay attention, be listening, and predict what's going to be needed next. For example, you're there being hooked up to a line by some guy that's holding this and he's trying to screw on this shackle. All you got to do is lift the line, pull it down so he doesn't have to hold this big weight and can actually do what he's trying to do properly. Or, if you're there and he's helping hook someone else up and you can see, oh, he's got 2 shackles in his hand, but I know because I paid attention last week in rehearsal that this stunt takes 3 shackles for all these wires. I don't see another shackle in his hand. I'm going to go grab a shackle real quick. So grab that shackle, he gets done with the second one, and I hand him that third one. All of a sudden now you're a guy that's there to help. They're not slowing things down, you're moving along, you're understanding, you're paying attention, you're not dicking around, being excited about just being in a film. You're there to work. So be there to work. That's super important. Be someone that people want to be around. Because again, if a stunt coordinator is going to a remote location for 2 weeks, he's not going to bring someone that he doesn't like hanging out with. And that's important to know. Stunts is very much about what you can do, where you are, and who you know, and who knows you, who likes you. So it's a pretty small, tight-knit community throughout the world. So that is something to understand, but it's also a good thing for you to understand, because if you're a good person that's got skill and you're in the right place, you're going to work. as long as you're putting in the work. Which brings me to my final bit of advice. Media, social media, creating media. One of the cool things about the world right now is that we have this platform of social media to express ourselves and create content. With that being said, it's not only important for you guys at this time to be creating content which helps promote you and keep you on the minds of those other stunt guys and coordinators that might be watching and following your stuff, but it also gives you an opportunity to understand filming, okay? Not only do you need to be able to do the action and present the movement and take a fall and understand all the sides of what stunt work is, but you also need to understand how the camera angles work. You need to understand what lenses are actually putting you in frame and which way and how big it is and how small it is. And the more you understand this, the better you're going to be at being a stuntman. So if you're one of the guys that wants to get into fights, you should always, any stuntman is going to get thrown into different situations if he's on set. If you're a specialist in parkour, well, guess what? You're probably going to have to throw a punch once or twice or evade some sort of situation like that. But with camera angles, it's super important to understand how to stack something, what it means to have a certain f-stop so that you're in focus and everything is where it needs to be, or what size lens, millimeter lens you're using. So if you're on the edge of frame, you'll probably think, well, I'm not in the shot, so I don't have to do anything. Well, yeah, it's a really wide shot. It's an 8 mil, so everything's in the shot. So the more you play around with shooting your own fight sequences and obviously going out and shooting different media, free running, or whatever you want to do, whatever you want to create, go out and do it. But update your social media, put out cool content, and that will allow people to continue to follow you and see your journey and also keep you on the minds of the people that want to hire you. So with that being said, I put out a crazy goal that I'm trying to hit 1 million followers on Instagram by May 28th, 2018, which is my birthday. So help me out with that goal. If this tutorial has helped you at all, or you just really are a cool person and you want to help me out, click the link in the description below and go give me a follow. I put up dope content all the time. I try to keep it really fresh and high quality because that's what I enjoy making. So thanks for watching, guys. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps me to continue to make these things. The more followers I have, the more people I can give this information to. So hit that subscribe button, hit like, it only takes a second, and obviously, if you want, hit me up in the comment section below. If I didn't answer your question, I will meet you down there and I'll reply to any of the questions that I might have missed during this little post. So much love, thanks for watching, peace out everybody.
Now that I got your attention, only right that I mentioned, flowing out of this world about the Millie Rock with the Jetsons, went from any black now to any dimension. Know you feeling the tension, just know this was my intention. See, I'm schooling you niggas, fueling you niggas. So much aggression, it don't make sense for dueling you niggas. Said I'm not 50, but as it seems, I'm ja ruling you niggas. Need some new rule for you niggas, or redo the 22-2 for you niggas. Hold up, too many rap beefs, settle through apps, tweets, hashtags, emojis, and mad memes. Niggas too lazy, it seems, to get crazy with schemes. It's making you twitch to hear me on stream, just running the game and killing your dreams. You the type to rage quit just to cut through the scenes. Well, it's time to address you niggas. And while we at it, man, who dressed you niggas? Who told you to wear a dress, my nigga? Cheer.